another edition of Boxing for Real. I'm your host, Don Omega. Iron Truth with me. Let's go. Okay, it looks like Joe Calzaghe returns October 14th. He'll be fighting again. Against who? Who knows? We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, don't know yet. So.
Would be good if he fought someone worth a damn.
Love it if he would fight Roy Jones. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Perfect.
Don't expect that to really get made on that short of notice, but hope he at least gets a fight that he can get a nice win against. Well, depending who the opponent is.
So
we'll keep you posted.
It's Alan Green, then hopefully he doesn't win.
Nope.
So, and that's a possibility.
It is a possibility. I don't think it'll be the match, actually, but it is a possibility. Yeah. Okay, also, Paul Williams calls out Antonio Margarito again.
Yeah.
Says he basically said Margarito is not ready to lose that WBO strap, that title, that he's a title holder, meaning not real champion.
Right.
And, Paul Williams wants you. He's the #1 contender for your title. Fight him. Yeah. Fight your mandatory. There's your big name.
He could fight him on December 2nd coming up.
Yeah, Williams still a prospect, basically developed prospect. Basically, he's ready. But
he's got a fight coming up against Sean Bay Mitchell. If he beats him, he's done more than Margarito's ever accomplished in his career by far already. And Paul Williams should beat Mitchell, and Paul Williams will knock Margarito out if they ever fight.
And okay, if you want to say Margarito beats Cintron, and you think Cintron's a win against Cintron is as good as a win against a gatekeeper version of Mitchell, fine. So they're the same. So fight.
Yeah.
There's no need to not fight.
No.
However you want to cut it.
Especially when he's the #1 contender.
Absolutely. It's a good fight. That's a good win. I'd give him props if Margarito actually managed to beat him. I'd consider that a good opponent for him. I'd consider that his best opponent.
Yeah, by far.
And, so let's get that fight made.
Yeah.
Also, looks like Hatton is possibly, and Ricky Hatton knows, it looks like he's wanting to give up his welterweight title and maybe fight Juan Arango, maybe.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with that.
He shouldn't have the welterweight title anyway. Apparently he's starting to realize that now, and that's why he's wanting to give it up. He doesn't want any part of those guys up there.
Well, even after his fight, he said he didn't know his loss / win to Luis Collazo, which wasn't a real win at all. We all know that. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
And he said, these guys are too big for me.
Yeah. And even Collazo, who's not a puncher at all, hurt him in that last round and hurt him some through the fight. So
time to go back down and fight someone there. Juan Arango, if you want, sure, go ahead, lose to him.
I would probably pick Hatton against him. Urango is good, but I would have to go with Hatton. I would go for Urango, of course. But you never know. So there's other guys.
Oh, I could definitely see Hatton beating him, but
Vivian Harris and Paul Malignaggi, they're there. Those are two
Junior Witter.
Fights. Junior Witter's been calling him out for years.
If he dares stay there, I think he's pretty much...
Cotto's already moving up, to 147.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's confident in that. So.
But anyway.
Anyhow, there's people we can fight, so do that instead. Okay, other boxing news, Zab Judah. There was in Zab Judah news, boxer altercation. He had an altercation with some muggers. Three muggers came at him with a gun.
One of them had a gun,
Guns, come on, get real.
Yeah.
You have to reload those. Knives have infinite ammunition, remember that.
Yeah.
You just wipe it off or don't, whatever, as long as it's still sharp and you don't have flesh still on it, they're better. Anyhow, Judah
knocked them all out. Yep, took them all on and then chased them down.
It was like bowling pins. He just hit one and the other two fell, and Super Judah showed up. He didn't even need a phone booth.
Yeah,
they don't even have phone booths anymore, do they? Everyone has cell phones. But anyhow,
before
we turn this into an episode of Seinfeld. Zab Judah took care of the muggers.
Don't know why he didn't get the hell out of there with one of them having a gun. I'm glad he beat the shit out of him, of course. But, I know I myself would have ran right away.
Depending on the gun.
Yeah, they could have shot you from the back, of course, but he stood there and fought them off. then chased them all down after they tried to run away. 3 people, one with a gun, running away from Judah. So everybody who says he's a fake thug or a gangster wannabe and all this ridiculous crap, that he's not hardcore, well, take a look at this. So
yeah, I don't really care one way or another about that stuff. Also, Pacquiao versus Morales has been signed. Manny Pacquiao, Eric Morales 3, signed, official. And listen to this, there's some big news. It's probably already read it by now, but we'll discuss it anyhow. Morales he's got to pay if he doesn't make weight. He's got to pay $500,000
for each pound.
At least that's what they're saying. Yeah. And up to 2 pounds. And if he comes in at 132, Manny Pacquiao has the option to take $1 million from Eric Morales and say, "Screw you, the fight's off."
Or to say that it's still on, but either way he gets $1 million right there.
He gets $1 million for nothing.
Yeah.
For Morales failing to make weight.
Right away he gets $1 million.
I wouldn't be surprised if Morales comes in at 140 and pays $5 million.
That'd be fine.
But you know what? Here's the difference between Manny Pacquiao and Diego Corrales.
Absolutely.
Here's the difference between a real championship fighter and someone like Diego Corrales. Manny Pacquiao would take the fight, even if he came in at 140.
Absolutely. He wouldn't think twice about it.
Now, if he lost, would he make excuses? Yeah, probably.
Who cares?
Possibly.
He took the fight at least.
But he took the fight.
Yeah.
He at least did that. I mean, there was some kind of excuse about socks in one of his fights, so I'm sure there might be an excuse about the weight. That's a more legitimate excuse than socks, in my opinion. But anyhow, also Manny Pacquiao, it's been reported that he said something about he might retire next year. I don't buy it.
I hope not.
And
he's still only 28. He's got plenty of time to keep going.
Unless something bad happens to him in the Morales fight or something, like tragically bad, like first round knockout bad.
Don't see that happening.
Brain damage and everything. I don't see that happening.
So.
And boxers say this a lot. A lot of boxers will say, "I'm going to retire by the time I'm 30."
Yeah.
And he's only 27 right now. He'll be 28, just like you said. And
he's still very young, accomplished a lot. I mean, he has accomplished a lot. No need to retire, definitely. There's still plenty of stuff out there.
You've got a lot.
He can keep moving up in weight, for one thing. That would be something to do.
I really don't mind if he doesn't move above 130.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But I could see him doing some serious damage at 135, especially if he beats Morales and goes up to 135.
He would knock out Corrales, that's for damn sure.
I could see him. It's very possible he could beat everyone at 135. It's definitely not out of the question.
I would pick Casamayor against him. I
could see him beting Casamayor.
I could see him beat him, but I would go with Casamayor.
I'd have to go with Casamayor. He's he's higher in my favorites list than
Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And thanks everyone once again for tuning in. Remember, email us boxingforreal@gmail.com. And stay tuned. See you.